Hello and welcome to the channel. Elections are not conducted on social media was the stick used to beat Peter Obi of the Labour Party with, as he declared his intention of running for the office of president. Obi had a reputation of having large followership on social media who refers to themselves as obedience. And there was a general false perception that come D-Day, Obi would fizzle away as having no real structure like the APC and the PDP. His social media following would not be able to compete with the two established parties. How wrong were they? Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. 2023 elections. Obi's outing shows there are ballot boxes on Twitter, says Aviation Minister. Minister of Aviation, Senator Hadi Sirika, has said the performance of presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has shown that ballot indeed existed on social media, Twitter most especially. According to him, Obi won't have pulled a strong showing like he did in the presidential and National Assembly elections if social media is not so far important for electioneering. He stated further that social media is the greatest influencer after good works. I think it is wrong to say that there are no ballot boxes on Twitter. There are indeed, huge ones for that matter. If there isn't any, Obi wouldn't come this far. Social media is the greatest influencer of opinions after good works. Good works plus social media means victory, he tweeted. Despite Peter Obi winning a lot of the pre-election polls, many in Nigeria placed the former Anambra State governor as an outsider in the lead before the presidential elections. But a win for Obi, a 61-year-old businessman turned politician, would overturn politics in Nigeria, ending decades of dominance by the two main established parties. Analysts and commentators describe Saturday's election as a key inflection point for the country 24 years after the end of military rule. Nigeria, which has Africa's biggest economy, is seen as a bellwether for democracy on the continent, but is suffering multiple economic, political, and social crises. Although some pollsters have gushed that Obi has captivated the country, others are cautious about his chances of securing power. Recent surveys have suggested Obi has between a 10% and 40% lead over his rivals, but many experts warn this could fast disappear if turnout is low. Obi sought to offset the advantage enjoyed by the vast political machines of the ruling All Progressives Congress on its main opposition, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), through the use of social media and efforts to reach out to all communities rather than mobilize an existing loyal base. This has led to a surge of support among young urban voters. A former state governor, Obi ran as the vice presidential candidate for the PDP in 2019, but switched to the tiny Labour Party last year, launching a grassroots campaign touting his experience as an administrator and outsider status that swiftly gained momentum. Obi, a Catholic, has projected an image of a competent reformer who will tackle the country's huge problems without fear or favor. He has been helped by the evident age of other candidates and corruption allegations against several rivals. High-profile efforts to bridge Nigeria's deep ethnic and religious divides have also won support among some voters. Obi is viewed as a mold-breaking politician, talking about reform and doing things differently. But it remains to be seen if he could follow through on that if he becomes president. Few doubt the scale of the challenges facing the eventual victor. Inflation is running at record levels. Nigeria's currency has plummeted in value, and there have been riots in recent days after the central bank botched an attempt to introduce new banknotes. Thousands die in attacks by bandits, criminals, and extremists across the country in 2022. A wave of kidnapping for ransom has reached into previously safe towns and cities, while the police and armed forces are widely viewed as inefficient, corrupt, and brutal. Obi, while campaigning, pledged to apologize to victims of police brutality. A key mobilizing cause for young people in recent years has resonated widely with the youthful demographic. One possibility is that Obi will take enough votes to prevent his rivals winning in the first round, which requires a simple majority of all votes and 25% of votes in at least two-thirds of the country's 36 states. This is looking more and more likely as election results are being counted. A second round runoff will be a first in Nigeria electoral history and might risk further instability. Nigeria is an incredibly resilient country, but the question is, when do these multiplying crises just get too much? Nigerians are choosing the person who may have one of the last opportunities to change the trajectory of the country. Could that person be Peter Obi of the Labour Party? Meanwhile, in related developments, Obi must be the president of Nigeria, whether they like it or not. Our votes should count. That was the voice behind the video making the rounds on social media. In the video as seen on Tuesday morning, hundreds of youths are chanting the name of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. According to Peter Obi grassroots mobilization, the Asaba youths are protesting right now, demanding that INEC should do the right thing and stop the ongoing rigging. Ballot of the All Progressives Congress APC, Peter Obi of Labour Party LP, Atiku Abubakar of People's Democratic Party PDP, and Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso of the New Nigeria People's Party NNPP are the top contenders in this presidential election. While it's a swan song of contesting for Tinubu, the city boy, and Atiku, the former vice president, 70 and 76 years old respectively, Peter Obi, aged 61, carries the hope of millions of Nigerians, especially youths, demanding a new beginning. Also, the Labour Party LP and the People's Democratic Party PDP have demanded the resignation of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC. The political parties made the demand at a joint press conference in Abuja on Tuesday. Recall that the agents of major opposition parties at the National Coalition Center in Abuja on Monday walked out of the venue in protest at the exercise. Dino Melaye and Emeka Ehidioha of the People's Democratic Party PDP had accused the INEC of violating the Electoral Act by going ahead with the result collation and announcement despite not uploading the results on the IREF portal. The national chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure, noted that the parties and all Nigerians cannot afford to elect wrong leaders. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye.